Welcome back to another YouTube video, and today we will be doing Afghanistan Civil War. Okay, so first things first, this is a continuation of our Civil War series that has been going on, and we've had a lot of Civil Wars so far. Um, Ignore this. This is for a future episode that does not matter right now. Um, but yeah, let's begin. So first things first, remember in the previous episode, Afghanistan kind of got a little bit of stuff from Pakistan over here during the Pakistan Civil War, or the South Asia Civil War, sorry. Um, well, Pakistan's gonna be doing the exact same thing with Afghanistan. They're gonna be trying to they're gonna be helping some rebels, specifically these guys who are pro-Pakistani. They just want Afghanistan to become a part of Pakistan, and then Iran will also be doing the same thing. This is pro-Irani. They don't want to become a part of Iran, but they're on the side of Iran. Let's begin now. Also, these guys are seeking independence. These guys are trying to overthrow the current government, and then the blue is the current government plus their puppet state right here. Okay, now let's begin. So this war is going to start in the north with the new government, the revolutionary government, trying to go in, and they're going to try to get a lot of stuff over here. Mostly, they're not actually going to be able to get that much, except they are going to be dealing a huge amount of damage to the puppet state, or the Pakistani part of Afghanistan, basically. And that is not a good look for the propaganda team in Afghanistan, because now they have to deal with having to explain to all these guys why half of their country just got cut off. That's going to become even harder, as Pakistani troops are then going to also break into this area, and they're going to quickly begin invading and destroying a lot of the region. Pakistan is then going to actually capitulate this, which is right off the bat not going good for Afghanistan. If you remember previous episode, I gave an ultimatum to Afghanistan. I said that yes, this episode in South Asia they will get a lot of victories. Her next episode will be their end. They will have their own civil war, and they will not be able to win it. So I'm staying true to that. I Even if they do survive, they will not be do not they will not be nearly as powerful as they are right now. And with that, you can kind of just assume that somehow, some way, these guys are not winning this. Meanwhile, over here, Pakistan is going to invade once more, and they're going to get pretty far out. Also, I feel like instead of doing this opacity thing, like making it a little bit more opaque and transparent when I do the invading forces, I should just do what I do in my thumbnails, where I just grab the orange, for example, and this is the invasion, because it looks so much better, but it's so much harder to do because it needs more precision. Anyway, over in the red team again, they're gonna invade. These guys of theirs, they're gonna invade through here, and they're gonna capture a little bit of a corridor border thing with the Irani team, which is going to not really be that good or bad for Afghanistan. However, the Irani team is going to launch their own little thing, which is going to be bad for Afghanistan, and they're going to basically, yeah, just like that, they're going to connect up the two regions. And Afghanistan is also going to, I mean, Iran is also going to move in to capture a lot of stuff. But Iran, don't get too happy, because next episode is Middle East Civil War. You're cooked, little bro. You have no allies in the Middle East. What did they have? Like some places in Yemen, Lebanon, I guess, somewhere in Syria, some places in yeah, actually that's it. I honestly I don't think they have any other regions. Moving on from that though, Afghanistan is going to see some success in Pakistan. I mean in the Pakistani rebel group. They're going to be able to push those guys down a little bit. However, Pakistan is mostly using these guys as a distraction to be able to recapture all these lands. However, now Pakistan is going to begin moving through um the opposition the opposition government as well. But it's not going to stop there, because China is going to step in, and they are going to quickly join up with the opposition government. This might be the first time Pakistan and China are on different teams in the series. Now, China is not very happy with what Pakistan is doing in Afghanistan. They say that Pakistan should just let the Afghanistan war play out instead of taking a role. However, Pakistan demands the return of these lands, which China supports. However, they say that Pakistan needs to first pull out of this, which Pakistan does not want to do. So that is going to be an awkward situation. We're going to see how that plays out. Over here, I know this is like Balochistan, which like stretches out from somewhere over here in Iran, some like places in Pakistan, and then also a little bit in Afghanistan. And since the ones in Pakistan rebelled last episode, I guess this is like take two, which Pakistan is instantly going to try and fight because, well, these are take two of that thing that caused a lot of trouble in Pakistan. Also, remember, it goes without saying, this is for entertainment purposes only. Also, Iran is going to invade this because it's free land, basically. So, yeah, right off the bat, these guys are suffering. However, it's okay because they're not going to be suffering for long since Iran is going to get its. Oh, whoa, whoa, that's way too much. That is way too much. Tolerance level 5. Okay, let's. There we go. So, as I was saying, yeah, so the Iran is kind of running out of resources now because this fight is like really hard. It's very mountainous terrain. Meanwhile, Afghanistan actually, they're gonna break through this little border thing and they're going to begin pouring troops through the border. And over here, they're actually gonna push back the Irani thing a little bit as well. Overall, it's going to go pretty well for them. They're also going to push back the Pakistani troops over here. And okay, it's not going that badly for them, right? In the north, they are definitely going to make some progress. They're going to push hard. They're going to push back these guys like very, very far back. But Turkmenistan, it's kind of gets a little bit destabilized because these guys keep doing like border conflicts in here to try and get help from the Turkmenistani government or hold them hostage a little bit. So China basically also does that, ultimatums Turkmenistan into helping the red team. However, Turkmenistan does not want to do that, so they take a stance against China. They're gonna actually go with the Afghans here and they're gonna start campaigning for the main Afghanistani government, at a global stage. So that's gonna give a lot of countries are start gonna give aid to the main government. However, that is not gonna stop the civil war, as the aid lasts for about like 2 days before people are like, yeah, no, we're good, because though this is what we try to do here in the Civil War series is we try to keep it limited to just that area. So like China gets involved, and that's like pretty much it. Pakistan, meanwhile, is officially going to recover all of their lost territory after this, steamrolling through. However, now it might get a little bit bad. I don't want China and Pakistan to fight each other directly because it's not their video. However, it's looking like they might. Meanwhile, the red team over here is going to lose their last little like holdout, and now the red team is mostly just like successful on this side. But over here, they're definitely going to get comboed even further. And actually, they're going to get pushed back all the way to the Wakhan corridor, which is looking like may or may not get invaded by Pakistan, so that Pakistan can get a little bit of revenge for what just happened right here. And eventually, that's exactly what happens. Pakistan topples the government in this side of the north thing, and they switch teams to Pakistan to try to like not get comboed by the Afghans and get a little bit of resources. So with them switching, it's gonna become a lot more harder for Afghanistan to fight this war. While Pakistan is also actually going to annex all of this, and Afghanistan is gonna not really say that much about that because they can't. In the Balochistan thing, that is actually going to push back they're gonna push back pretty hard. So yeah, as you can see in this series, it's like there's at least one country from a previous episode that gets involved with the next episode just to like keep it a little bit intertwined. Like next episode, I'm gonna include Afghanistan in the Middle East. So then Afghanistan will also be a part of the Middle Eastern Civil War, so they will also choose like a place. Um okay, so over here Iran is going to continue pushing. Eventually they're going to get over here and they're kind of going to stop for a bit. They're going to realize that maybe we shouldn't push even further. Maybe we probably actually definitely we cannot handle this even more. So as the Afghans are going to continue pushing over here, they're going to reach about here until the Pakistanis capture all this land with the help of the Iranis a little bit. And we have our first team that is completely wiped out, which is the Balochistan team. Um, However, the war over there is not stopped, as Pakistan is going to quickly begin now pushing back the Afghans, which is going to go pretty well. They're going to push Afghanistan pretty far back. However, I think this is where Pakistan gets stuck because now, with the lack of resources, with the amount of resources they just poured into that, they're probably not going to have be able to have enough resources to support these guys. Because remember, they're coming fresh out of their own civil war. So eventually, Afghanistan is going to push back over here, and especially in the Wakhan corridor. Pakistan is going to be forced to pull out of all regions except for Balochistan, where they're then going to sign a peace treaty with the Afghans, completely exiting the war and leaving only Iran and China as the outside powers. Now, Afghanistan is going to actually sign a treaty with Iran to cease fire this stuff, while the rebel government in the north is going to quickly take advantage of all the negotiation stuff and actually do a surprise attack that is going to completely destroy Afghanistan's northern defenses, and eventually, actually, they're gonna capture all of this. Yeah, not looking good at all. That's also gonna reignite flames over here, and eventually, this thing is gonna rebel once more, leading to the north of the nation to fall. From here, I think Kabul is like over here somewhere. So from here, Kabul is going to get captured, and we have the fall of Afghanistan's north completely. With this, I don't think Afghanistan would really, any side would be able to make more stuff happen. So I think this is where I'm going to now do the peace treaty. Okay, so in this peace treaty, we have the main Afghanistan government, right here. They they changed, but not like they still have some important locations. Then Iran's puppet has its own thing in here. Then the Chinese will be happy. They got Kabul and the north, and then Pakistan has their thing in here. Now, Pakistan's Afghanistan is actually semi-autonomous. Like they completely withdrew from here, so these guys are basically independent. Actually, same with these guys. China really just like helps them, doesn't actually puppet. Though these guys are puppet. And then actually, I think I'm gonna change the border just a little bit. I'm going to add this little thing to the Chinese puppet, um, Chinese Afghanistan. We're gonna call it Revolutionary Afghanistan. Then we got Afghanistan, Irani Afghanistan, and Balochistan. Severely doubt this thing is surviving the Middle East civil war, but it's okay. Also, Pakistan, I guess, eventually will turn over this little thing sometime. If I was Pakistan, I would have turned it over just because then you don't have a border with Iran as big. However, it's okay. It's not. They don't really even control this. They left. They took the loot and left because they got what they wanted, which was their old territories back. And plus, they already got pretty big. This is mostly desert, so they're gonna leave that. They're gonna go back, and yeah. I do hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.